realize that it's my 2-year anniversary at the club. And I was talking to Camille last week, and I said I'm speaking next week, and I have no idea what I'm going to be speaking about. And as I marinated on it, and then I went away this weekend, I kept saying, I still have time, I still have time. Then last night I started thinking, what's this speech going to be about? And then today I'm like, you know what, I still have time, only 5 minutes, no, 6 to 8 minutes, I can do that, no worries. And I started realizing, as a writer, when you get stuck, when you have writer's block, what do? As an artist, when you get stuck and you're feeling blocked, what do? So I decided not to force it. I decided to take the opportunity to get up here tonight and be really vulnerable, be a little afraid because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth in just a moment, and to let you come on this journey with me. Because Camille and I had the pleasure of going to a TED event last week. We were at the Rubin Museum with Brene Brown and Chris Anderson. Chris Anderson just published his new book about how to be a great TED speaker. And this is one thing they advise you not to do, which is wing it. But one thing I did take away was that you are allowed to wing it if you know your content so well. So I figured there's only one thing that I know really well that I can tell you a little bit more about tonight, and that is my journey at Toastmasters. So even though this is my 2-year anniversary at Toastmasters, my Toastmasters journey actually began in 2009. I was in one of my lowest of low depressions. I'd just broken up with a beautiful woman. It makes it worse because she was beautiful. I had moved to Hawaii. I had to move out of the house we were living in because we just bought a house together, so I was paying a mortgage. I had to move out of the house, and just happened to be convenient that my brother lived in Hawaii, and he had an extra room. So I went there. And Hawaii turned out to be a really tremendous place to heal. I learned a few amazing things in Hawaii, which I've talked about through my journey here at Toastmasters and many of my speeches. But one of them, I learned what I wanted to be when I grew up. I struggled and struggled and struggled with the idea of passion and purpose for so many years. And I just begun a meditation practice, and in that meditation practice, one day I was so frustrated that I literally was on the beach begging, just tell me what to do. I was on my knees. There was the noise from the ocean crashing over the sand. I heard some laughter off in the distance, some birds, maybe the wind blowing through the coconut trees. That was it. Just tell me what to do. And for the first time in my life, I was connected. I was ready to listen. I was vulnerable. I was ready to play. And the voice I heard back, and I can't describe exactly that voice. It might have been my highest self. It might have been God. It might have been, I don't know, kind of sounded like Deepak Chopra, if you want. And it said, tell your story. And that was 2009. I remember collapsing into my knees because I knew what it meant, those words. I knew that one day I'd be getting up on a stage a little bit like this, and I'd be sharing with an audience a version of my story. And you guys have allowed me to do that over the last 2 years. It started me being very curious as to what that meant. I wrote a book, and then I diverted this way, and I diverted that way, but only because I really knew what I was supposed to do. But that's what happens. When you find out what your passion is, you really try to make as many right turns and left turns as you possibly can in order to not go forward. So when I got to Toastmasters just 2 years ago, I'd already been a teacher. I had already been a performance poet. I was so confident getting up here that my first CC1 was a contest. It was a humor contest. I just walked in like I own the place, and I get up here and I'm like, I can't even speak. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is way different. This isn't teaching math. This isn't talking to parents after school. This is something that I care about. This is personal. This is my story. This is, oh my God, this is vulnerability. This is me. I remember pacing in the hallways before some of my speeches, or there's rooms, I know of all the secret rooms upstairs, and there's one back here where I'd be pacing, trying to remember my lines and get ready for my speeches. I have gobs and gobs of videos on my YouTube channel that show me choking, standing up here going, And it happened over and over again. And the cool thing about this club is that I was able to fall and get back up time and time again. I was asked to speak, just last week at an oncology camp for women. We were brought in to do some workshops, my wife and I, and the head woman said, I would like for you to open the camp. I said, no problem. And I arrived, and I had little clue, again, what I was going to say. And as I stood there thinking about it, I was again constipated with, what am I going to share? I couldn't figure out why I couldn't develop a better story to tell them, or a better way to open up the camp. I mean, this is an important weekend for them. And what I decided to do is exactly this. I just got up there and I told them a few of my stories, but I connected with them just like I'm connecting with you right now. And sometimes that's exactly what the audience needs. They don't need to have words read off a script. They don't need to have anything memorized. Sometimes they just want to be spoken to just like this, as if we're in a living room somewhere. One of the questions that I asked Chris Anderson and Brene Brown was, how can you capture this in the room? I film almost all of my speeches here, and I go home to show my wife, and I'm like, no, really, babe, I swear it was good. It was really good. It wasn't as boring as it looks on video, I promise you. And I said, how is it that TED is so captivating? I can watch hours and hours of TED online, and it's like I'm right there. And he said, we spent thousands and thousands of dollars and researched how to incorporate the audience, how to capture the emotions, how to mic the audience, how to bring all that in. One of the cool things I loved about just the short video, I haven't read the book yet, but I've watched the video of Chris Anderson's, I guess it's just a video bio of the book. He said, the shared experience that happens in this room is our ideas all sort of joining together and dancing together at the same time. And through my tenure here at Toastmasters, I've been so fascinated by that. I've loved watching all of you grow. And it's like it's our little reality show, getting up here and freaking out. And then the next time, like getting a little bit better and a little bit better. I hate to miss a meeting for that reason, because I want nothing more than all of you to be amazing. And I just wanted to take this time tonight to show you that it's okay to get up here and be really vulnerable and not know what you're going to say. And be able to look at each and every single one of you and connect in a way that's only right now and will never happen again. And even though she's recording it on film, it won't be the same. Thank you for all of you for giving me my wings so that I can wing it.